One of the most common questions I'm getting these days is what can I do about varicose veins or spider veins? And so I thought I'd throw a video together to share with you some of my secrets, some of my successes, and why I want everybody to know about a couple of things and what I do whenever I have anybody who is talking to me about that, asking me about that, and what it means and why this is important. So, first of all, let's just be clear. A varicose vein is the same thing as a hemorrhoid. A hemorrhoid is actually just a varicose vein of the rectum. So, what happens when people have these hemorrhoids is they go want to get them cut off. They want to get surgery. Here's the problem. In the United States, hemorrhoidectomy is $9,592 on the average, and some patients pay as much as $12,000 to get them cut off. Now, you can't cut off the varicose veins necessarily. I mean, maybe there are procedures out there to try to do that, but this is a varicose vein that's actually hanging off the body, so they just cut it off, which does nothing to help your body heal from what's causing it in the first place. So we want to take that as a signal that says something isn't right. We're missing something. Please give us that something. So desperate that, we're actually making these obvious signs to the body. And a lot of that has to do with the venous integrity. A lot of times people don't realize you have 60 to 100,000 miles of veins in your body. And that's a lot of traffic with a lot of red blood cells going around all day long. And you may get potholes with that much traffic after a while. And how do you repair those? That's the question we should be asking. If you are seeing those, you may be not getting enough of the whole food ingredients that your body needs to maintain healthy veins throughout your body. We're starting to understand that venous insufficiency is a big deal. So if it were me, I would say, okay, that means I want to give my body a bunch of things to help heal these as much as possible. Now, really quickly, before I go too much further, I want to point out that your body is going to take and try to heal those things closest to the essential organs first. And so those hemorrhoids are a little bit closer to that. They may heal quickly, but then as you get further and further away from the essentials down your legs, it may take longer. So think about that to be realistic about how long it takes to be able to get your body to heal all these things. I will say this. I'm about to go to Colorado for back to school for doctors. And I remember when I was out there last, I had visited some friends and they were young, but they still had hemorrhoids. And they had gone and done the banding of these hemorrhoids, and they had to do it twice. Now, the banding is still a little more affordable, about $723 to do that, but still, that didn't solve why they were getting them in the first place. So they kept coming back. So I introduced him to something that I think is something everybody should know about it. And it is an herb, actually, technically called Collinsonia Root. This is a really cool product to help heal the vasculature tissue. So it supports vascular tissue and helps with water balance. Sometimes it can be helpful as a stool softener, I find clinically. So typically, what I will do short term is tell somebody, you may want to do a whole bottle of this, with a full glass of water. And you may want to do that for a month or two. And you don't want to just do it until you have a resolution of the hemorrhoids. Because remember, if you're showing that there, you want to make sure you're getting it all the way to your toes. So I would do it for, 4 to 6 weeks beyond you feeling some type of resolution. Now, I've had a couple of cases where it wasn't enough for them to get the resolution that they were looking for. And in those cases, there was one other thing that I found to be pretty magical, and that was this product called Vascular Care Complex. One little note I want to go back to. There's something called Holistic Matters. And they did a great article on Collinsonia Root, a remedy rooted in American history. So if you want to learn more about it, this is a fantastic way where it talks about its historical use with hemorrhoids and blood vessel support, respiratory support, digestive. It's just one of those wonderful, wonderful things everybody should know about. But in some of those cases, when this wasn't enough, I found this to be very helpful. This is a combination of 3 herbs: butcher's broom, horse chestnut seed, and ginkgo leaf. I do love the ginkgo leaf for a lot of reasons. And you'll see down here, it does talk about this supporting and maintaining healthy tissue fluid levels, providing vascular system support, and also helpful with mild constipation. I should probably put that on my constipation checklist. It's not currently, but I can see why it should be there. And so usually in the short term, that's what I would do. Those are the two. And for those practitioners out there who are asking about this, I would start with those two. you know, you may need to do it for a month, maybe a couple months, but then after that, you want to also let the person know that these things happened because you have been missing something for a very long time. Let's not do that again. Let's not go backwards. So after I do those two, I usually suggest people look at two other things, and these are more for the longevity and long term. And the first one, oh, actually, sorry, before I go into that, I do want to share you there's some great research from the Cochrane summary of the findings on the horse chestnut seed alone for venous insufficiency. Some really excellent research here that I can put below, and even 17 studies that they looked at altogether. Okay, but what I'm going to transition to somebody long-term is something called Cyruta Plus. This is basically buckwheat. Okay, it's organic buckwheat, aerial parts, and buckwheat flour, and some adrenal cytosol. And down here you can see we're talking about it supporting circulatory cholesterol transport, helps with the glucose handling to help maintain blood sugar, which is one of the things that can actually be a contributing factor to the damage of the veins, helps with peripheral circulation, and here's my favorite, contains several independent factors that help to maintain the integrity of capillary walls. Several things. Reminder, this is a whole food thing. There's so many things in there that we may even not even know are in there yet, but we have seen in so many cases this be something that is really essential for a lot of healing. I personally go through a bottle of this like every 90 days just to make sure that I am getting this all the way to my toes. And the last thing, if you've heard any of my videos, this is going to be something that I've talked about almost ad nauseum, but I'm not going to miss an opportunity to throw that in there, and that is Gotu Kola Complex. So this is the long term. And if you look at this here, it also helps support healthy capillaries. Very important. Healthy blood circulation. And this is a combination of the Gotu Kola leaf, a 10-to-1 extract, grapeseed extract, 120-to-1, and the Ginkgo leaf, 50-to-1 extract. I absolutely love this product. And whenever I have the opportunity to introduce it to somebody, I get a little extra excited because there's some magic in there, in my humble opinion. So I'm not telling everybody this is exactly what you do, but this is what I've done. And this is what I found to be useful for people to try. You start out with the Collinsonia and the Vascular Care Complex, see how those go for you. And then after you have gone through a round or two of that, you want to make sure that you're thinking long-term. You want to make sure that we are giving the body what it needs to do these repairs and keep us from going into a state where we have these overt signs of the need to support this amazing system that is trying to keep us alive and trying to keep all these nutrients going to everywhere in our body so that we can do the repairs, so that we can keep ourselves from prematurely aging. We can keep ourselves nourished and healthy for a long time. Hopefully this was helpful. Any questions, any responses, or maybe I missaid something in there, leave me a comment below. I just want to make sure that the conversation is accurate and you're hearing what I'm saying, or that I'm saying it accurately. So give me a comment, and any questions and any other topics that you'd like me to hit up in the future, I'll be sure to share with what I've been using and what I've been finding to be very useful for people to know about. Have a great day.